Hello and welcome, Passionate Pisces. I'm Rose Smith from Absolute Soul Secrets. Thanks for joining me today for the 2023 Passionate Pisces Horoscope. Well, we're turning a corner. Finally, thank God, things are looking better. Yes, there are a few difficulties to deal with, but we do have some really beneficial influences this year that are going to help humanity. A big sort of focus on more caring and compassion, I'm pleased to say. For you, there's a lot going on in your friends, groups and connections, and also your hopes and dreams. So stay tuned for more and let's get on with it. Okay, so here's your horoscope. And we're going to have a look at this in a moment. But what I'd like to do is draw two cards as theme cards for the month for you. For the year for you. I'm so used to doing this monthly. Excuse me. All right. So the first half of the year, if you like, if you want to think in terms of time, I'm seeing, I know it depends where you are, but I'm seeing a lot of ice and snow. This could be symbolic, and this means spending time on your own. Alternatively, you're going to have some cold weather, cooler than expected. Okay, let's see what card we get. The King of Wands. Well, this is actually quite fiery, so maybe you're spending time alone so that you can regroup your forces, because this gives you a lot of motivation for the year. And the Sun is here. This is actually almost like the opposite of what I understand now. Okay, maybe you've been through a hard time, and this is saying that there's a vast improvement coming in 2023 for you, particularly the first half of the year, because we have the Sun here in these sunflowers. And this is about insight and awareness, and dare I say it, even happiness, finally. The gold around the solar plexus is about succeeding, doing stuff and actually achieving what you want to do. There's a lot of growth here for you. It's about listening to your instincts. See the lizard down the bottom here at his feet, and his feet on the ground and on a wooden throne means he's practical. He takes action. See the baseball bat and the red there. So King of Wands is basically a master of motivation, and so you're going to be feeling so much better with this than where you've been in the past. Often it's somebody who's quite conscientious, like he does work, he does get stuff done. He's not just sitting back and doing nothing. It's somebody who's fair, somebody who's in control and quite spiritually aware. A mature masculine energy could enter your life like this, okay? So very helpful to you. Okay, there we go. That's the first card. Now let's look at the second half of the year for you. I see a vehicle. And it's going places. Do be careful of your tyres, batteries, consumables, things like that during Mercury retrograde, which I'll talk about more in a moment when we come to your horoscope. But it is. I get the car could be a reasonable age, but it's been reliable, and it will probably continue to be reliable apart from these things like tyres and batteries that go on any vehicle. Yeah, so the Mercury retrograde dates will give you a clue as to when that could happen. Okay, so the card that comes up is the Page of Wands, bringing news about motivation and being spiritually aware. And often the news is sort of got some sort of spiritual aspect to it as well, and then you can figure out what you're going to do. Sometimes it's to do with travel, but more likely these pyramids in the back here are representing your chakras opening up. Okay, there's growth here as well, these leaves, action to be taken, and this big blue bow tie is about getting your message out there in the world. Okay, so You could hear something of that has a sort of spiritual part or aspect to it. I'm positive and optimistic, so I always think it's good news. Okay, she's got a white cap on there. White is a colour associated with spirit as well. Okay, so let's make this a bit bigger so that you can see it properly, and bear these cards in mind because they often come up. Okay, now first thing to talk about is these little red circles. We start the year with a number of planets and the nodes retrograde. I don't think this is a bad thing in the sense of we start slow, and then as the planets turn direct, there's more and more energy coming in to do stuff, get stuff done. So January sees Mercury turning direct on the 18th, Mars turning direct on the 12th, Uranus turning direct on the 23rd. And so there could be some sort of surprising messages, particularly about inner realities, things that have been important to you, maybe to do with your friends and family as well. And there could be some out of the box type of stuff there. Then we have this very important triangle. That's supposed to be a triangle, okay? And it's called an eagle eye pattern, and that's because you can see underneath the surface. Technically, it's two semi-sextiles and a sextile, but if you're not into astrology, you won't care about that. With the focal point here, Saturn in your 12th house, it's saying look within, and maybe you need some structure to do that. Maybe you need to start meditating every day. Or maybe you need to attend a spiritual group once a month or something like that. Put some scheduling because Saturn loves time and wants you to work with time. And as you're a human, you can't avoid time. And so, make the best use and schedule. So the focal point is there into your spiritual life, the house of the unconscious, the house of the divine goddess, so to speak. But there's messages coming from Mercury here and also Neptune in your sign. So it's quite important. You'll get in touch with your intuition and you'll see beneath the surface what is really happening. The next thing to note is that Jupiter is going to conjunct Chiron. So where is our friend Jupiter? Here. And it's to do with your deservability, the things that you value, your possessions, or maybe your money, probably your money. Jupiter's in there now, and it's catching up to Chiron. Chiron moves very slowly, and so it's going to go like this. And when they come together within, say, 8 degrees of each other, they're 10 degrees apart now. When they come within 8 degrees, they're going to start influencing each other. This is really important for you and your financial situation because it could be a little bit of a turbulent sort of wave, but it's for the purposes of bringing it up because it's going to be healed. There's a healing that could take place around your money and your deservability. So I think that's really important. Saturn moves into Pisces from the 7th of March to the 24th of... before I go on to that healing, the dates 24th of February to the 5th of March, okay? That's when that's going to occur. Now, Saturn moves into Pisces from the 7th of March to the 24th of May 2024. That's 2 years and 2 months in Pisces here. And then you're going to find that you'll have a lot of spiritual messages coming through unrestricted. And then what's going to happen is Saturn is then going to want you to put some structure about how you share those messages that you've been getting, how you share them with the world. How do you do that exactly? How do you approach the world with your newfound wisdom? it could affect your core beliefs, your values, and it could also affect your identity, in some way. Your identity, you might become a little bit more cautious or careful about the things that you say in the outside world, for example. Then we have Pluto going into Aquarius from the 23rd of March to the 11th of June. This is like a taster. Okay, Pluto is here, and Pluto brings a lot of energy, transpersonal energy, from things that have happened before this lifetime. So previous past lives, and so you may have friends that you had past lives with. That's completely on the cards. However, from March to June, it's going to then go into your 12th house, and it focuses on things like life, death, rebirth. So there could be a rebirth of your spiritual life in some way after you've been through a journey. And, it's the journey of going down and facing what's within. And that's sort of like a huge thing, because sometimes parts of yourself have to die. Sometimes you have to let go of something from the past so that you can move forward. And if you're paying attention, you're probably going to get these messages. But it's all about the phoenix rising from the ashes, that this rebirth is going to come. So it's going to really deepen your spiritual journey. We have Jupiter going into Taurus from the 16th of May to the 25th of May 2024. So that will be in Taurus here, Jupiter here. And that's going to expand all of your communications. And you can see how busy it looks in here. We start the year with your North Node, the Moon, and Uranus all conjunct. And then we're going to, in May, we're going to put Jupiter into the mix as well, expanding your ideas. You could study. You could have more to do with your neighbours or people in your local area, or perhaps even distant family members or family members that you've lost contact with, particularly siblings, because Jupiter likes to expand everything it touches. Okay, so then Venus is retrograde in Leo, which I haven't written in. How remiss of me. Venus is retrograde here. Here in Leo. Okay, affecting your everyday work, your habits, and also your health in some ways. So things could go quieter. If you have friends at work or someone special at work, or that you see on a daily basis, things could go a little bit quieter. Doesn't really relate to partners, because otherwise it would be there, which I nearly got caught. It's relating to sort of normal work relationships or whatever your habits are of seeing people. So it could go a little bit quieter there, and you're thinking about it more than acting upon it. Okay. That's the 22nd of July to the 3rd of September. Now, we have 4 eclipses this year, which is completely normal, 2 solar and 2 lunar. The first solar one in Aries, and that will be here in your money, bringing a new beginning to your money supply, to your possessions. Maybe you buy something important, maybe it's a car. Or possibly to the things that you value, some new ideas that you're going to adopt as value systems. We also have lunar eclipse in Scorpio the 6th of May. So that's up here, and that's going to shake things up. It's going to be conjunct your South Node. Because I did look this up, 14 degrees 58 minutes, and this is 10 degrees 10 minutes, okay? So it's going to shake up things about what you believe to do with your past experiences and how you broaden your life. Maybe you learnt that it wasn't a good idea to try and make your life bigger than what someone said it should be. They might have said you're a nobody, you'll never get anywhere, you'll never do anything, these sorts of stupid, inane comments. And maybe you adopted that as a belief system. And so that's going to all get a shake up, because then you're going to realise you're more important than that, and you're somebody. And you're the most important somebody in your life, in fact. Okay, so your previous experiences are not who you are. You are an immortal, infinite being who lives forever, and the lunar eclipse is going to point this out to you. The solar eclipse in Libra here is new beginnings around investments or things that you share with other people or corporations or governments. So that could be government benefits, it could be loans, it could be superannuation or 401k, or it could be things like real estate. Maybe you and your partner have you're thinking of getting into real estate for investment perhaps. Then we have a lunar eclipse on the 28th of October in Taurus here, and that's at 5 degrees and 4 minutes, which is conjunct your north node. So Spirit is saying this is fated, this is your future, your destiny, and this lunar eclipse is going to shake things up around your communications and the things that you think, especially in your local area, or again to do with distant family members or siblings. Maybe you've lost contact, or you don't have that much to do with each other, and so there's a bit of a turbulent shake up there, because Spirit is trying to fine-tune you to get you exactly right on track. You're probably going in the general direction you're supposed to be going, but this is like a little course correction. Okay, and that's okay too. Alrighty, so and then we have Mercury retrograde as well, and this is 4 Mercury retrogrades this year, which is quite normal. So I've mentioned the first one until the 18th. Now all these dates I give you, there is an extra week either side of these dates where it's called the shadow period, where the energy is coming on or going off. So the first one's 21st of April in Taurus, and that will be here, affecting your communications. So Mercury does affect communications anyway, and so this is like a double lot of energy for communication muck-ups and stuff-ups. So do be cautious there. Anything important, get in writing. But it is, Mercury retrograde is a great time for you to complete something before the shadow period. So a week before all of these dates I give you. The next one is 23rd of August in Virgo. Okay, here. So where Venus should have been. And this is in your important relationships zone, business or pleasure, people who are important to you. And with Mercury retrograde, just, watch there's no miscommunications there. Can also be legalities, and miscommunications in legalities can be really, really bad. So do watch that if you have any legalities going. You want to double check everything. And also the 12th of December in Capricorn and Sagittarius up here. And it could be that there's some sort of miscommunications with friends, groups or associations. And then when it goes into Sagittarius, it may involve your career. So just make sure everything is in writing. That's important. Okay, so that's it, passionate Pisces. Thank you so much. I'm stuck. Thank you so much for all of your support this year. I really appreciate it. And I just want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas, and also a healing and insightful and prosperous 2023. Have a fabulous year, everyone, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.
Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.